Sheikh Al-Fawzaan has made takfir in these words of a person who doesn't offer any Naseehah. And that is correct. The person who doesn't offer any Naseehah is a Kaafir, is a disbeliever. How do we understand that? Very important that we understand it properly. When we say no Naseehah at all, the person who doesn't offer any Naseehah, then that means he doesn't worship Allah alone. Because the very first Naseehah is Lillahi. We don't want people to assume that the meaning of Naseehah is advice only. Because that's one manifestation of Naseehah. The whole deen is Naseehah. The whole deen is not advice, but the whole deen is Naseehah. And one of the manifestations of that Naseehah, that sincerity of purpose, is that you advise your brother. But as for the Naseehah that is due to Allah, then that is required as a basic element of a person's Islam. What makes his Islam valid is that he is nasihun lillah. He is sincere, mukhlis lillahi fi ibadatihi. He worships Allah alone. It doesn't ascribe partners to Allah. So the one who worships Allah with sincerity and servitude and submissiveness, then he has given Naseehah to Allah. He has given his sincerity of purpose to Allah Ta'ala. The one who believes in the Quran and accepts everything in the Quran, he's offering his Naseehah to the Book of Allah. The one who says Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he follows him and tries to obey him and loves him and honors him, he's giving Naseehah to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If these things aren't there, then the person is a disbeliever. A person can give Naseehah to Allah, meaning he worships Allah alone. He offers his Naseehah to Allah. He worships Allah alone, no partners. Yet he doesn't have Naseehah for the Book of Allah. He says the Book of Allah is corrupt. The Book of Allah has been polluted. It's been taken away from. It's been added to. It's not in its original form. Like some of the Rafidha say. What the Quran that you have today only represents 1/3 of the original Quran that was revealed. These kinds of statements. So this person is not Naseeh. He's not offering Naseehah to the Book of Allah. Or someone who says the Book of Allah is all ambiguous and every word in the Quran, who knows what it really means. He makes tafweed in his tafsir. Everything is just ambiguous. I have no idea if the sama that Allah mentioned is the sky above us or something else. I don't know. Or the ard that Allah mentions, is it the land, the ground that we're standing on, or is it some other ard somewhere else in the universe? I don't know. A person who speaks like this, a batini, person who believes in tafsir that is ambiguous or that is based on the ambiguity of the Quran when Allah revealed the Quran in clear Arabic, then he hasn't given his Naseehah to the Book of Allah. And the one who contradicts and opposes the legislation of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he says, I have a better idea, I have a better treatment, like those who say today, it's not appropriate to cut the hand off of a thief. Not in this time. This is not appropriate. What's appropriate is 5 years in jail. This is more appropriate and better. This helps rectify the person and the society in a better way than cutting off the hand of the thief. We say, you haven't given Naseehah to the Sharia of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And such a person views the rules, the laws of other than Allah to be higher, more wise and more appropriate for mankind than what Allah Ta'ala revealed. He hasn't given Naseehah. So Sheikh Al-Fawzaan is referring to these kinds of people, right? That they don't offer Naseehah, meaning in these ways. The Shaykh did not mean that a person who's shy and doesn't offer a lot of advice is a Kaafir outside of Islam. He doesn't ever enjoin good because maybe he's timid or doesn't have a lot of courage. Such a person falls under what the Shaykh had mentioned of weakness in Naseehah. His Naseehah is weak. He is afraid to speak sometimes. Right? Then this person has a deficiency in his deen based on the level of the deficiency in his Naseehah to his brothers in Islam. As for the one who is a disbeliever and his religion is lost, then he is the one who doesn't give the Naseehah to Allah or to the Book of Allah or to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Allah Ta'ala knows best.